Oh my god.
Did you just die again?
Ariel,
Yeah.
it was the same exact death.
Was it?
I didn't want people to forget.
Yes, it
why
was.
there's
It
a loading
Because
was
I had
screen.
looked away. I was Googling important things.
I
It
wanted
was
people-
literally the same exact way he died.
Oh boy, we get to sit through the same exact loading screen again?
Yeah, and want people to remember why.
Oh my
So
god.
they're not in the dark. 'Cause
You
I
could have just
am
cut the
nothing-
loading screen.
Yeah, no. People would have been confused.
Alright, okay.
I hate you.
Okay. Brian, real talk. Real talk here. After getting shit from you guys, I changed how I edited my deaths. So that we wouldn't have to rewatch shit we had already done. What do we have to do to make you edit better? Because us giving you shit doesn't seem to do it.
I mean, I haven't finished editing this playthrough, so I can try to do better.
I like how Brian's saying that like it's a courtesy.
I only promised to try.
You tried to do better after Paper Mario, and then you forgot immediately, I guess.
I'm sorry. I'll try, maybe. No, I'll try. I promise to try.
Ariel, what game are you doing after Indivisible is uploaded?
I haven't decided. I was planning on doing Resident Evil Remake, which is why I started to record it and then realized that I was terrible at it and needed to do a practice playthrough. And I'm pretty close to the end of the game. I'm going through the last rooms in the mansion, so I should probably be able to restart and record that soon. Or I might throw Shattered Memories in to match, Silent Hill 1.
You know, that actually might be interesting because they're
I was actually
conceptually-
wondering...
They're conceptually the same game.
If the story at its most basic level is
Yes.
the same.
Yes. Man loses his daughter, goes into town of Silent Hill to find her, spooky things happen.
Yes.
But actually, if you look at them, like...
Yeah, once
in
you go
any-
past that...
If you look at them in any more, like, detail, they're completely different.
Yeah. But that's also one I wouldn't necessarily have to replay because the only skill is shake Wii Remote.
That is also true.
Because my whole issue with Resident Evil is that if you don't dodge right, then oops, you dead. I died to the first zombie more than once before I was like, okay, I have to do a practice playthrough.
Why did you try to fight the first zombie?
Because I was just... I don't think I was. I think I was trying to get away from it the first time. That's how bad I was running into walls. Like, the controls are wonky, and it takes a while to get used to them when you're going back from current-gen games.
Okay, so that's actually something I noticed about when I was playing Silent Hill. It controls a lot better than classic Resident Evil, even though it's
I was
roughly
wondering
the same
that.
control scheme.
I personally... Probably because classic Resident... No, it was PS1 too.
Yeah, they were both PS1.
Did it not do the tank controls?
No, it's tank controls.
What the fuck?
It's just a lot more fluid. You also... I think it's just because you can... If you press one of the buttons on the controller, you can actually change the camera angle to be in front of you.
Oh, that probably helps, yes.
Yeah.
I know the stationary camera was an aesthetic, but ooh boy. I'm like, oops, I got killed by a hunter because I couldn't see him.
Yeah, there's not a lot of areas in the original Resident Evil where that's a problem, but it's still a problem.
Yep. And I think I mentioned, I managed to...
Like how Ariel just wants to laugh at this voice.
I mean, I just didn't realize. What is this, Satan? Is Satan trying to start a metal band?
It's just a dude telling a story. He's talking about how great Doom guy is, or how scary he is, rather.
Oh. Well, Brian, did he just talk about the 4 elements?
Nah, I said fire and ice. And fire and ice. And mostly fire.
Silent Hill Homecoming actually has the 4 elements in it, but it's in a really fucked up way.
I kind of don't want to do Homecoming.
Have you seen Homecoming or played it?
Nope, but I know that my YouTuber I follow, who has gone through all of the Silent Hills, has a very, very in-depth rant video about Homecoming.
You see, that's funny because of all the Western developed ones, it's the one that comes closest to being good.
I'm pretty sure it was Homecoming and not Downpour.
Downpour. Oh, okay. I'm gonna rant about Downpour.
Unless it was Downpour, because now I don't fucking know.
The actual gameplay of Downpour is kind of okay. It's the biggest problem with the Western games is they're not scary.
Yeah.
But
that was most of his rant.
But Downpour
being too combat heavy.
Yeah, Downpour. It's an open world. And they do interesting things with it. There's a lot of side quests with, like, their own contained stories. And one of the reasons the developers did that is because Konami wouldn't let them not do another James Sunderland-esque story where the main character did a bad thing and that's why they're in Silent Hill. When they really wanted to try to do something else with the concept.
Yeah. That makes sense. That might be the one he was complaining about then, because his complaint was that it was too similar to James' story.
Yeah, no, once the Western... I don't know why they made them do Silent Hill 2 again, but worse.
Oh,
Brian,
no.
you died. Oh, I thought you
No,
died.
you did.
Damn it.
Ha-ha!
Anyway,
Still
the biggest
alive
problem
for
with
now.
Downpour is the ending. So in Silent Hill 2, when you get to the ending, it reveals what the thing with James is, and it does an ending based on how you played the game. Silent Hill Downpour, depending on what you did, like during gameplay, the thing that he did before the game changes, and it's so stupid. Like,
oh, I think that's the other one.
Like, if you get a good end, the best ending, he doesn't kill the police officer, but he still ends up in Silent Hill.
Okay, yeah, that's... The rant video I just watched, because I periodically rewatch this YouTuber's shit, it's Phalus. Nobody watches him but me and, like...
Oh, Phalus, okay.
90 other people. Actually, that's not fair. He broke like 100,000 subscribers or something. But still. It's the one where the good ending is you forgiving your parents.
Yo, but that's...
Or the main character.
But that's Homecoming, and I like that one.
Yeah, nope, that's the one I just watched his rant for, and his rant is primarily about the combat.
Okay, that's fair. But look, I like to look at Silent Hill on story because the combat in Silent Hill is terrible in all of them.
Yeah, but that's kind of the point.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
But, the thing I like about Homecoming is a lot of Silent Hill fans complain because Pyramid Head's in that game, but that's actually... It's one of the times Pyramid Head actually makes sense outside of Silent Hill 2. Because Pyramid Head judges and executes people. And the worst ending, you judge all of the parents who killed their families and you helped kill them.
Yeah.
And so you become Pyramid Head in that ending.
See, that makes sense. And part of his rant at one point was, he's like, okay, I thought the interpretation of 2 was that Pyramid Head was an extrapolation of James' grief, well, guilt. unless that painting he hallucinated was actually the Executioners of Silent Hill, except we've seen them designed differently than that also in other games. But to be fair, that's never stopped them before.
Yeah.
The nurses are different every game. But, yeah. Because, yeah, if Pyramid Head is, like, a spirit of judgment and an executioner, then okay, fine, it makes sense. If he's a personification of James's guilt, then it doesn't make sense.
Well, yes, but I also don't like the personification of James's guilt, because he does other things, too. To punish James, and a lot of people like to say that when Pyramid Head kills himself at the end of Silent Hill 2, it's because James doesn't need him. I like to think it's Pyramid Head judging himself for the awful things he did to try and help James.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to say because that would spoil it for when I get into the game, and it's really gross and fucked up.
I mean, yeah.
Like, Brian, you'll see it.
Okay.
And, you know, thankfully,
Do we have
PS2
to, like,
graphics, so
censor
it's not
that?
Wait, what?
Do we have to censor that?
No, it doesn't show.
I don't know how far YouTube considers inappropriate.
I have seen multiple Silent Hill 2 playthroughs, and they don't censor it.
Okay. That's fine, then, I guess.
Are there, like, Game of Thrones clips on YouTube?
Well, you definitely can't have nudity.
Yeah, and there's no real nudity, it's just super awesome mega implied.
Yeah. Now I'm wondering if we're thinking about different parts, but we'd have to clarify that later.
Alright, fine, it's when Pyramid Head rapes the monster.
Okay, yeah, we were thinking about the same part. It's just the mannequins, which strangely enough don't resemble mannequins at all. And are literally just legs and vaginas, and that's it.
Well, you don't see the vagina.
Nah, it's they don't have dicks though. So
You don't know that.
no, you know that.
Why do we know that?
I mean,
it makes sense if you play the game.
yeah.
Ariel, you don't know. You could be bi.
I mean, there's art. I was thinking in designs and shit. It's pretty.
Oh.
They're not exactly wearing pants.
Well, if they're mannequins, they don't need to wear pants.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't remember what I was gonna say. That was not related
Anyway,
to that.
Homecoming is an okay game, and it fits in the Silent Hill universe. Don't at me.
Whoa. Whoa. Shattered Memories. I know that compared to the first game, it's only very loosely the first game.
In basic concepts only.
Yeah. And in names, I guess.
Well, yeah. Well, is Lisa even in that game?
Which one is Lisa?
She's a nurse.
Yes.
Okay.
And the cop
does she die?
I think it depends.
Oh, well.
Which was the thing I was gonna say. Do I have to go through more than once because the shit changes drastically?
I wouldn't.
Because, like, when I go through, I end up getting, like, if I play the way I play, the profile ends up being actually pretty accurate. I ended up typing it out while the credits were scrolling. Because, Brian, the gimmick with this game is that it psychologically profiles you.
Oh, really? Accurately?
Mine wasn't bad. That's why I typed it out, because I'm like, wait a second, they might be onto something here. And typed it out as it was going. Again, Brian.
It's fine.
Whatever.
Everything's fucking...
And things in the game progressively change as you play through it based on how you're playing through it. And when I do it, I end up getting, like, the medium ending, I think. 'Cause I don't obviously I don't get the alcoholic one, and I don't get the womanizer one, but I get like as many of the mementos as I can and shit. So I end up getting the one where you're like the devoted dad. Something like that.
Oh, so you are Harry Mason.
I guess.
That's what he is in the first game.
Yeah. I have never gotten the UFO ending though.
Oh.
It's a pain.
Those are the best endings.
It is, but
Have
you
seen
if
them
you
all?
miss any of the UFOs with your camera phone, you're screwed. It's a pain.
We're
Anyway,
still recording.
We are,
I guess
yes.
I won't go on my tangent.
Goodbye.